interest in these Paralympics?
This is Tokyo. No, it is morning in Kenya. It is afternoon here in Tokyo, Japan. It's actually around 4 p.m., 3 minutes past 4 p.m. But I understand back home there it is very early in the morning. And I can tell you that the events that took place yesterday, starting with opening ceremony of the Paralympic Games 2020, it was quite a moving experience watching those athletes, marching past, trying to, capture the attention of the world that, well, they are here despite all the challenges, starting with the coronavirus pandemic. But then they are ready to show the world what they are capable of doing. And of course, for those who don't understand what Paralympics are, these are games meant for people who are abled differently. And if you will be watching the events that have started today officially, you would see that there are competitors who are, they have different levels of disability, one of them being the physical, there's the eyesight impairment, and also there's what they call the intellectual disability. So for Paralympics, it's a sport or a competition that is meant to integrate those people who are able differently in terms of the physical abilities and all that, to also have a chance of competing, pushing the human body to ensure that, they can compete. Now, the Paralympics will be started officially yesterday through that opening ceremony, and it will end on September 5th. And Kenya is very well represented. Kenya is taking part in its 12th edition. The first time was in 1972 when it was the games were held in Heidelberg, Germany. And since then, Kenya has amassed about 19 gold medals. The last 3 gold medals coming in Rio de Janeiro 2016, where we also got 1 silver and 2 bronze medals. So out of the 9 competitors that the country has entered for this competition, we have 7 athletes and 2 other competitors. One in is called powerlifting competition, and then the other one is a rowing competition. Therefore, we have a total of 9 participants representing the Kenyan flag. And yesterday, as you saw in that opening ceremony, the Kenyan flag was hoisted by one Helen Wawira Kariuki, who is a power lifter, and she will be the first Kenyan to take to action, and that will be tomorrow at the Tokyo Convention Center. She will be expected to carry a weight not less than 41 kilograms, but it can go all the way to 100 kgs. So the target set by Helen Wawira is that of to be able to lift 100 kgs. And then on Friday, we'll have our para-rower, Asia Mohammed, who will be competing against some of the best, para-rowers in the world. But of course, today we've had a chance to talk to her. She's in high spirit. She's very confident of her own performance. She says that she has a new boat. She's been able to interact with that boat, and she says it weighs only 24 kilograms. So she's up to the task. She's been complaining about the food here because she says that back home in Kenya, she's used to eating githeri, ugali, the kind of food that will give her power. But then she said that she's prepared mentally for that event. So in terms of athletics competition, we have, as I said, 7 athletes. We have athletes that have been divided into several categories. In Paralympics, you have to grade the athletes according to the level of their impairment. For example, in athletics, when you have a category that is called T11, that is one that is meant for athletes with some eyesight problem, and therefore they will always have, they are graded in terms of how severe is that impairment. So we'll have T11, 1500 meters, and that is where we'll have athletes like Rogers Kiprop, who is, for your information, also the Team Kenya captain Paralympics here. And then we'll have other athletes like B. If I could just quickly go through that list, we have In 1500 meters, Eric Kipto sang, Wilson B, and also Rogers Kiprop. So Rogers Kiprop will be doubling up in 1500. No, he will be taking part in 5,000 meters T11 category. Then we have Felix Kipruto, who will compete in 1500 meters. It's called the 1500 meters T46 category. That again speaks to the level of the eyesight impairment. And in the women competition, we have Mary Waithera Njoroge, who will be competing in 1500 meters T11 category. We also have Nelly Nasimiu Munialo, T13 category in 1500 meters, as well as Nancy Chelagat Koech will be representing the country in 1500 meters T11. Now, just as I've said, Asia Mohammed will be taking part in para rowing. They call the single scull. So on Friday, she'll take to the waters at the Seaway front here in Tokyo, and if she qualifies, she moves to the other stage, next stage, where she'll be in the gold medal bracket. So for athletics, we'll start on that is the 27th. That is when the program will start. But I can tell you, all the athletes we've spoken to, they are in high spirits, and they say that they are ready to fly the Kenyan flag high, and they are saying that all they want is that support from the Kenyans. They also read the social media posts when the Olympics team was here, and they were being bashed about their performance and all that. But then they said it's all about sport, and all they need from Kenyans is that support. And they've been really appreciative of what the Kenyan media is doing, because they are saying that for the first time they have a really packed media house here in Tokyo that will be covering the Paralympics. They say that they now feel as they are the part of Kenya, the team Kenya, and therefore they say that they are motivated, they are going to perform to the best of their ability. Now, in terms of the general well-being of the athletes, they are saying that at least the government has started, recognizing the need to fund the Paralympics, and they say that they've had some of the best preparations for the first time this time around, and they say that they don't take it for granted. So they believe that it will show in terms of the results. We spoke to Asia, and she talked about the need to call upon other physically disabled people who can, take up this sport so that they can compete alongside her. And I thought that that was a really good point. But then George Maringa, how I just wish that you were in Tokyo or within the competitions venues, so that you can see how these para-athletes really work. Some of us, we take for granted our physical well-being. But then I got into the gym yesterday where Helen Wawira was working, and I could see how other Paralympians are pushing their bodies to the limit just to make sure that they compete and see how the human being can push boundaries, just like Eliud Kipchoge was saying the other day, that no human is limited, and so our para-athletes are also not limited. So back to you, George Maringa, hoping that Kenyans will follow the Paralympics as they unravel, starting with Helen Wawira, who takes to the court tomorrow to perform in the powerlifting. Over to you.
Thank you. Indeed, that is our very own sports editor, Robin Toskin, joining us from Tokyo, Japan, and of course some